Mr. Krishnamurthy, thank you so much for your time. It's an honor to be sitting in front of you. Let's go back to the very beginning. What is the first memory you have relating to your craft about arts and acting and directing?
This is something which is decided by God. That's what I think. Because mine is a family of engineers. And my father was an engineer, brothers-in-law, all were engineers. And I am also an engineer. I was working with the Indian Space Research Organization, a scientist working under APJ Abdul Kalam. So what made me to be an artist is an answer to be given by God, not by me. Because maybe the circumstances have made me an artist. Some people, when something happens bad in life, they cry. They shed the tears and then they find some sort of a satisfaction after crying. But for some people, crying is not enough, or crying or tears will not come. So they convert these into words. The tears are converted to words. So I believe in that. So when I am disturbed about something in the society, I write and I present. And I hope that if 300 people are coming to see my program, a drama or Mega show or light and sound show or whatever, at least one person in the audience would change after this. At least he would be able to think in a different line after the program. That is my intention. So what made me an artist is you go to temples, church and all that people, mosque, and everywhere there is something called the holy water, and they sprinkle over the praise of temple or the fathers in the church or mosque. This holy water falls on some people and they are very happy about it. So when God sprinkles such water, it falls on few people. They are artists. So they are very close to God. But at the same time, these people should realize that the talent given to them by God is not for making money or to achieve some popularity. It is for helping others. So I have a definite definition of the word culture. In many countries, many people have defined culture in different ways. But the definition which I have created or which I like the most is that culture is the concern for others. If you are able to wipe the tears of a person who is in distress, that is culture. Music, dance, painting, acting, all these are unfortunately been branded as culture, but they are not. They are arts. I will not call a person who is dancing on the stage an artist. I will call him or her a dancer. Somebody is singing on the stage, he is a singer. Somebody is acting, he is an actor. Painting, he is a painter. I will never call them artists. If I have to call him or her an artist, he or she, through her art or his art, should do something useful to the society. If you are only selling your art, as many people do here, he is not an artist, he is a trader. If somebody is coming to sell vegetables in your house, you call him a trader. Somebody is coming to sell steel vessels in your house, you call him a trader. If somebody is selling art, we should be having the courage to call him or her a trader. So, see, a small child cries. The mother immediately comes and sings for the baby. There is not even one mother in this world who has not sung for the baby. She is not expecting anything back. She doesn't want popularity. She doesn't want money from the child at a later stage. She sings for the baby. That is culture. Near my house, years back, maybe 30 or 35 years back, there used to be a family where in the family there was a girl who was in the 7th or 6th standard then. So the school hours, it is from 3:30. She was a student of the Holy Angels Convent here. Holy Angels Convent is a very famous school in Trivandrum. And from 9:30 to 3:30, the school hours. And 3:30 when the bell rings. So that is the happiest moment for any child, any student. Even in my days, 3:30 bell is the happiest one. So that moment, some students, they go to restaurants. Some go to tuition, private tuition. And some for playing. Some go to library. Some go to their parents and sit with them. So a lot of the people are dispersed. The students are dispersed. But this girl, at 3:30, she walks half an hour to reach a place which is called the terminal cancer patient's house. So those days, about 35 years, 40 years back, cancer means death. There was no treatment. So once cancer is there for a patient, to make the last days happy, there is one terminal house for cancer patients, so that the end would be very happy. They can go from this world happily. So in order to give them some sort of a happiness, a house is built where these people are housed. And this girl would reach there around 4 o'clock. So 3:45 onwards, the patients would start coming out from the rooms and wards and start sitting in the veranda, in the outside thing. And they'll be looking through the bar. There is a gate with long bars, iron bars. They'll be looking through the bars to the road, waiting for this girl. So they have only one thing to wait for, that is death. But now they have one more person to wait for, this girl. She comes into the convent. All the patients are sitting around her and she will start singing. After a while, the patients also will start singing along with her. At least for half an hour or 1 hour, they forget about their pain, their disease, and the ensuing death. They enjoy. So if you grade the music of this girl, if you ask some scholarly people in music, the judges, to evaluate the music of this girl, they would say that the shruti is not proper, the sound is not that good for music, and the rhythm sense is very bad. All such comments would come. But in my opinion, that is the most divine music one can create. So this girl doesn't get anything back, but she is getting some sort of an invisible blessing from these patients. And this girl is being waited for. All the patients are waiting for her. That is culture. I thought that is culture. And any number of examples I can give. See, I was telling about a small child, a baby, maybe 6 months old baby or 4 months old baby, 5 months old baby, crying. She is crying, this baby is crying. You bring the best playback singers of the country. Any name, you name a person, top people of the country, to sing a lullaby and to stop the baby crying. This baby would be crying more. But when the mother comes and sings, the mother doesn't know the basics of music. The baby stops crying. So that is the relationship between the baby and the mother. and Jivatma and Paramatma. That is music. If you say that you please come to this theatre at 6:30 p.m., 6:30 p.m. when the bell rings, I am going to sing, that is not music. That is something else. Unknowingly the music should come out. I am a writer. If somebody comes and says that please give me a story next Saturday, she is coming on one Saturday and selling, next Saturday I should give a story. And within one Saturday, if I am creating a story and giving the publishers, that is not literature. Literature is something which you are forced to write. That is automatically it comes. So that realization should be there. That's why many literary works are not great. There is something called the internal or the conceived love or greatness or invisible blessing. So many things are there concealed. Say you are from Sri Lanka. You must be staying in some hotel here, and you must be staying in a very expensive hotel here, and you go to the restaurant and eat. You find the food very good because it's a very expensive hotel, a 5-star hotel. The food is very good. Next day you are going there. The food may not be as good as the first day, the same food. Third day, you are not very keen to go to that restaurant, and the fourth day you want to run away from that restaurant. But because the cook there, when he prepares food, he doesn't know to whom he is preparing. As long as he is getting salary, he will keep on preparing food. So he keeps on preparing food as a production. It is not a creation, it is a production. That's why after 4 days you want to run away from him or the restaurant. But when your mother makes the food, right from the time he goes to the market to buy vegetables, he knows that I am preparing this for my son. So when she cuts the vegetables and puts in the vessel, pieces of love also fall in that. The food becomes great. And you have been eating throughout the food prepared by your mother. And you don't want to run away from that. In fact, you run away from other places and come to your mother to have mother's food, which is very simple food. So this concealed love is very important for art. That's why art is not a production, it is a creation. Only when it is needed should be given. Not because every week I'll write one story, that is not art. Something should force you to write, and when the time comes only it should be written. There was one filmmaker by name Balu Mahendra. He is also from Sri Lanka. He is a very famous photographer and filmmaker, director. He was married and he was having 2 children. But in the course, because I know him very well, and in the course of his filmmaking, all successful films, popular films, he meets one actress of Malayalam cinema and he falls in love with her and she also falls in love with him. Both of them, they know the entire background. In spite of that, they fall in love with each other. I know this girl, I know this gentleman also. I can boldly say that love was very genuine. But in the eyes of the society, this is not correct. He is already married, he is having 2 children, and this girl is not married. And the society doesn't like this relationship to continue. So a stage comes when they are not able to proceed with their genuine love, because both of them, I know them and I know that it is genuine. It is not for cheating anyone. It is genuine love. And this girl was not able to live without him, without seeing him, and society is not allowing that. And she is very sure that no other person can fill this void. No other person can come to her heart. At that stage, she commits suicide. And the next day, this person, Balu Mahendra, is arrested. I still do not know why he is arrested. He was arrested for loving that girl. What is wrong in loving a girl? Who says you should not love others? If it is one-sided, it is okay. It is both ways. So she was arrested. So in my organization, Soorya, in Trivandrum, we had planned a session of this girl's films. She had won the national award and several awards. She is a very talented, lovely actor.
What's her name? Sir?
Shobha.
Okay.
And she won in Tamil film Pashi. And several Malayalam films she had acted. And she was a very popular actor. So I did not want to cancel the festival because she is no more. I didn't want to cancel the festival. But who would inaugurate? Shobha was to come and inaugurate the festival. But who did do that? The only person is Balu Mahendra, but he is in jail. So knowing that it is impossible, I went to Chennai where he was imprisoned. I met the DGP, Director General of Police. And miracles still happened. That sort of a thing happened there. He allowed me to take him for 1 day on bail for the function, on condition that he should be taken on flight and returned the next day. He should be brought back to the person the next day. And I did that. And the festival is inaugurated. While going back, there was a press conference. That is a hot cake for the press people. Spicy questions can be asked. So before the press conference, he said, I will not be answering any questions relating to the case because it's a contempt of court. You can ask anything about my film, my camera or whatever, but not about this case. So many questions were asked. But one lady, one girl, I won't say lady, a girl, I still remember. And that is the best question I have ever heard from my press community. She stood up and asked, several photographers photographed Shobha, but when you photograph, she is looking more beautiful. Why is it so? I thought it's a very beautiful question and he would take a lot of time to answer this. But the answer came very fast. He said all photographers photograph Shobha with camera, film and light. But I photograph her with camera, film, light and love. So that concealed love is making the creation different. So for everything, this concealed love is very important. Even when you write, even when you act, even when you direct, when you present something for the people, there should be a concealed concern for others. That's why I said, culture is nothing but concern for others.
Would you then say that you are more of an activist that's chosen art as your form of expression?
Yes. And I strongly feel that art is not a means to earn money. It is not a commercial product for you to sell money. To earn money. I feel the talent given by God to all the artists in this world is to purify the world, to guide the world, and not to earn money or to become rich through art. That's what I strongly feel. There are several people who are very successful by making money through art. Can we say that they are very happy? A genuine artist will always be happy. He may not be making money, But the purpose for which he was born, when he realizes that he is doing it, he would be happy. He can sleep peacefully. That is the difference.
Were you, since you were a young man, was this always the mindset and the state of mind that you approached art with, or was this something that you developed later on in your career and your life?
As I told you, I started my career as an engineer, and everybody in the house wanted me to be an engineer. There are some minds, like a blotting paper, when ink or something is spilled on the table, the blotting paper takes it away, it absorbs. There are some minds where some spilled ink, that is injustice, could be there. Certain minds, artists are different from others in the sense they react. When you find an injustice or untruth, common people would just look at it and walk away, as if it is not my business to react. But an artist cannot do that. He will react. He also knows that his reaction may not purify the entire world. But he wants to pick up a small stone and throw at that, so that in the night he can sleep well. He is an artist. He has to fearlessly react. Now, unfortunately, most of the artists are affiliated to various political parties. So their decisions come after the decisions are taken from the political parties. They react as they ask them to react. They are not artists. They are not artists. Artists, if you belong to one party, there is nothing wrong. But if you find some injustice in that party, you should be able to point out and question that. Then only he is an artist. These artists and literary scholars, literary people, they should be advisors to all the political parties in this world. They are much above the political parties. And I strongly believe that integration is possible only through art or artists or literary people. And the politicians or the capitalists or rich people cannot bring in integration in this world.
Where do you think art in the nation and in the world today stands? And is there any just to art that's being done today?
Yeah, my fear, I have been fighting this case for the last 46 years against the commercialization of art. But I have miserably failed in achieving the goal, but still I fight. Just because 46 years I am fighting means somebody is giving me the energy to fight. Otherwise, I would have given up this. That means I am fighting for a good cause. And there is the support of God for this in this fight. I am doing that. I have never received remuneration in my life. I maybe in India, I have presented 111 different shows, dramas, light and sound shows, mega shows, like that. And these have been presented in over 7,000 stages, my own creations. 7,000 stages, I have not received any remuneration. I have never received. I am eligible to tell this to you. I have not received. That means I have not sold my art, which is given by God. See, God can withdraw my talent any day. In one day, one night, He can withdraw my talents. So I realize that. But the strength is given to me. And there is one form of dance where it is called the cinematic dance here. Some people call it Bollywood dance. It's where the body of a dancer or a girl is exposed. And we tell very high about women, all such things we do. And on the stage, you bring the women and make them dance 3/4 naked. People like it because that is giving a different feeling to them. All the people. But let one father see his own daughter dancing that. Then he will realize that what I have been doing is wrong. Somebody from the house doing this sort of a dance, he will immediately think and conclude that whatever he has been doing was wrong. When you see a dancer on the stage, you should be able to see a goddess. So now these dancers, when they come on the stage, you get a different kind of feeling, a sexual feeling you get, which is not art. That is not art. So I can fight, but I have been fighting all these years and there is no result. No result. Only thing is, when I attend a function, they will not place all this dance. So that itself is so when I go, I have some principles which I carry. When I am invited as a speaker or in a function where I am awarded or something like that, if there is a cinematic dance or while talking they drink, also say it is there means I will not attend. So at least when I am invited, all these things are not there. That itself is a change. So in a very small way, at least I am making a change in the society. If 1,000 people like me make this change, it will be good.
Do you feel there's importance in global recognition of art or content as it is? For example, there was an Indian movie, RRR, from Mr. S.S. Rajamouli, which made it to the Oscars and got the whole nation of India global recognition. And India really went up on the world stage. Do you feel like, are you proud of this being an Indian? Do you feel like this is important?
It's a very commercial film. There is no purpose in that film. It is only a colossal production. It's a production which is colossal, multi-crore production. When you see art in that, I don't find that. Bahubali, spectacular production. You had to, both the eyes will come out when you see all this. But where is the art in that? Is it touching your heart? A good cinema only begins on the screen. A good cinema continues in the human mind. Even when the cinema on the screen ends, the cinema in the mind continues, and you take the characters and the cinema to your house for you to discuss with your friends and relatives. That is a good cinema, when it goes into the heart. Now the films are pleasing to the eyes. That is not good cinema. That is my definition. But as I told you, I have not been able to achieve that goal all these years. But the spirit for fighting is still there. As I started 46 years back, the same spirit is there. That is by the grace of God.
Have you watched any cinema in the recent past years in which you felt like that was art?
Several films are there. Several films are there. Like that, Indian films, foreign films. There are several films like that.
Any specific ones?
See, when I am telling about a foreign, if you want me to tell about a foreign movie, Avatar, there is a lot of art in that. There is a lot of sentiments in that. The characters, they come with us because there is some hidden love in that. Several films are like that. The Last Emperor. What a film it is. The characters are always there. Even now it is with us. Titanic. Though it is a colossal production, the element of art is there in that. That is important. You show all these colossal big sets, everything is good. But it should be touching the heart of the people. You should convey to the heart and not to the eyes.
Any Indian films that would count in your book as art that come to you?
Recently I saw a film, Nanpagal Nerathu Mayakkam. That's a Malayalam film with a Tamil title. and acted by the renowned actor Mammootty. That is one of the best films I have seen in the entire thing. Very good film, excellent film. You will keep on thinking about the film, and you will keep on thinking about the acting talents of Mammootty in that film. A lovely film. Several films are there like that. Several films are there. So 50 or about 40 or 30% of the films are like this. Only 70% are commercial films which are made for the eyes. These 30 films are made for the heart. These 30% of the films which are made for the heart may not be fetching money, glamour, or wealth. But the directors of these films will be much more happier than the directors of these commercial films. I am very sure about it.
Where do you see the future of art in cinema?
This 30% will become 31, then 32, and will capture 100% one day. One day. I can't tell when, but one day the real artistic films only will prevail.
Is there any specific reason as to why you specifically haven't ventured into cinema and pursued?
Cinema is not my field. My stories have become cinema. I have written for them, but I have never gone to the shooting site because my love is stage. I love my stage much more than anything else. So I don't want to go there. I have no ambition to go there, though there are several invitations to direct a film. But I don't want to go there. It's not my cup of tea. It's my stage. Anybody invites, I'll go. Because stage is something. And another thing, cinema, once it is made, that is the final thing. In my drama, every day it is a different drama. Every day it is a different drama.
What do you feel like your childhood and your upbringing had certain elements which impacted you and affected you into becoming the artist that you are?
That is the circumstances and the decision of God. You can take the case of successful writers, artists. They may be having brothers and sisters. Why only one person in the family becomes that? Because God has chosen that person to be in that field. There is a great writer in Malayalam called by name M.T. Vasudevan Nair. He is a very great writer. He has so many brothers. None of them is a writer. Only he became a writer. They all were brought up in the same circumstances by one mother. Father was not there. So the sufferings of a mother, it went as a blotting paper in his mind. Not brothers also have suffered the same thing. But God has chosen only one person. So everything is decision of God, not ours. The screenplay is written by God. We are only actors. So if you want to make another person laugh, you say, you tell God your future plans. That is anybody will laugh at it because everything is decided by God. You cannot say, I am going to become like this. No, it is a God who decides.
Have there been any of your plays, stage dramas, which have been inspired by any impactful events of your life? Is there a story that you can share?
All my dramas are inspired by real life incidents. All my dramas are like that. Inspired by the events surrounding me. Name a drama and it is like that. Because that some chemistry takes place when you read an incident or you see an incident. Some sort of a chemistry takes place. Then it is converted into words. And that words are converted into the plays. That's what I do. I have not created any story. I cannot say that I have written this story. Some incident have made me write this story. Of course, there will be difference between the story and the one which happened. I can only say I'm inspired by this. I cannot say this is my story. It's all created by others, the circumstances, the events which I am seeing.
You speak a lot about God. When did you find the spiritual light?
That is also a decision of God, because many people do not believe in God, or they don't want to have that feeling that God governs us. That feeling is not there. It's up to them. Nothing like that. As I believe in God, they have all the right to disbelieve God also. I have no comments on that. But I believe in God, and I strongly believe that I don't exist without the blessings of God as an artist or a human being. And this, maybe it's because of the upbringing in the house. From the days I can remember, we were doing all these pujas, or my father was a simple person. I learned the beauty of simplicity from my father, and later from Abdul Kalam, my boss. So all these people, they were not regular goers of temples and all that. No, Mahatma Gandhi was not regularly going to temples. But he is much more than that. He is a real bhakta. All these people, they are doing something good for the society. So I learned from them. These people, these three people have, mainly these two people have inspired me a lot. Abdul Kalam and my father.
What type of relationship did you have with your father?
Father was my inspiration. Even when I resigned my job, I was holding a very important job, very high position in the Indian Space Research Organization as a scientist. I resigned my job to concentrate more on my work.
How old were you?
I was 35, 36, I resigned. So I was not getting any salary then afterwards. And from the art, I don't get any salary. So the family members naturally were very upset over that, because when I resigned, my children were very small. One was not even, I started going to school. And the other one had just gone to LKG or UKG like that. So two children who were just starting their life, and I don't have salary. But I was obeying the orders of God. Now, after 46 years of my work, maybe after marriage it is not like that, both of them are in very good position in the society, and I believe that because I obeyed the orders of God, God looked after them. My contribution is not there. My daughter is in the civil service. It's a competitive examination, and she is in a high post in Chennai. My contribution is not there. It is God who gave. My son is in San Jose, California, in a company. He studied there also. What is my contribution in that? If you ask, I say, I have not contributed anything for there. It is God who looked after, because I obeyed God's orders. So there is an internal command which is coming. I shall tell you, one thief is going to a house to steal. There are two commands for anybody, any human being in this world. There are two commands. The thief, when going to the house, the internal command says that what you are doing is wrong. You are going to steal the money of a carpenter or a mason or a poor person who has been working 40 years in Gulf in hot sun, and he has made some money for his daughter's marriage or constructing a house. You are stealing that. It is wrong. But the external command says that for your drinks and luxury you need money. Don't bother about the internal command and obey the external command. He steals the money. He obeys the external command. For an artist, there is only one command, that is the internal command. And that internal command is of God. Obey that, and God will look after it. That is my experience.
What is your message to all the artists in the world, all the veteran artists, all the artists that are seasoned, and artists that are getting started out, and artists that are waiting to bloom?
I have not grown to give an advice to the great artists of our country. They are very talented. But I would say that once at least you should try to define the word culture. What is culture? And they should be concerned about others and not just their family or themselves. Artists are not meant for that. Artists are meant for the whole world. If the scientists are also like that. If a scientist is inventing something, it is not for his house. It is for the entire world. So that artists are also like that. You have to purify the society through your art. Your mission is that you are given this talent for that and not for you to increase the bank balance. If I am allowed to give, if I am eligible to give an advice to the artist, I would say, think about what I have said. That's all. I won't say you should obey me. Think about what I am saying. And my definition about the word culture, that culture is the concern for others.
Would you have anything to say overall in general about yourself, or is there a specific message you're trying to send out to the world?
This is the message which I have just told. I'm not grown to give a message, and I don't want to give a message because I cannot convince people. They will get experience one day. So now people, you are from Sri Lanka.
Yes, sir.
I am from India. If you go to a European country or USA, and Indian, somebody, me, going to Europe or USA, after going there, you will definitely find all the facilities much bigger and better than Sri Lanka or India. And you start praising them. It's okay. But if you start insulting your own country, that's a sin. That country only brought you up. You breathe that air first before going to these countries. But many people, when they go there, they start abusing our country, own country, which I will never tolerate. With all my might, I will oppose that. And eventually, they will have to come to their motherland. Only motherland will accept them back. If a decision is taken in America or Europe that all the expatriates should go back to their countries, we will happily receive them back. That should be remembered, that there is one mother here and you should not insult that mother. And when you go out now, you speak in English only, not in your own language. You forget your mother tongue. These are all wrong. These are all not correct. I strongly object. You can go to any country and work. There is nothing wrong. The motherland and the mother tongue is very important. The mother is important. Mother is not the mother who gave birth to you. It is a mother. It is a heritage. It is a culture. It is a mother tongue, motherland. That is very important.
Very well, Mr. Krishnamurthy. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure and an honor to hear and receive all the wisdom that you have. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Nice. Right.